Tim DTV. It's variety, the real footage show. Tim Davis.
Hello and welcome to the 35th edition of the Real Footage Show with me, Tim Davis. In this video, we are going to be discussing stained glass. I'm going to be sharing with you more stained glass items that I've collected and purchased over the years. This happens to be a follow-up video, Stained Glass 2, to one that I have made in the past on my YouTube channel. In the year 2015, I presented a video such as this, which shared some of my stained glass collectibles that I collected over the years. I'm not an expert on the subject. I'm just an enthusiast who likes to collect art form of glass, Suncatchers to be exact. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you more from my collection, which hopefully you will enjoy. Coincidentally, this video is being made in the beginning of the month of March in the year 2019, and my original video on this subject was made in the beginning of the month of March in the year 2015. So it seems as if I purposely made this video almost 3 or so years later on the exact date. To be honest, it just so happens that it just happened to work out like that. But I didn't really, purposely make this video on that same exact anniversary date. So without further ado, here is Stained Glass 2. This first piece that I shared with you in this video for Stained Glass 2 happens to be a Cardinal Suncatcher, made entirely of glass, hand-cut pieces of handcrafted glass put together to create a form of art. And in this example, this happens to be a cardinal on top of a flower with leaves underneath it. Red being the most prominently known most expensive form of glass to be used because of the materials or the minerals that are used within it to make the glass. The bird is done, its feathers in red, and the flower underneath it happens to be with the green leaves, and the middle part here, which happens to be the flowers, and the blue part there has sort of a pearlescent sort of a look to it. It might be hard to pick up on camera, but it has somewhat of a white, bluish, greenish swirl design within the glass. And within the middle of the flower happens to be a cabochon, which is a bunch of glass pieces which are melted together to make a jewel, sort of a size of glass that's about the size of a jewel, and which sticks out from the original piece about 3 pennies or so on top of one another in thickness. So this is the Cardinal stained glass from my collection, which I share with you. Moving on to our next piece of my collection. This cute and interesting little flower, which I'm not sure what kind of a flower it is because I'm not a flower expert, but features some green leaves on the bottom of it, some large petals, and in this case, as we're just talking about the jewel of the center, a very large cabochon. As you can see, pretty much most of the center of this flower is taken up by that piece. It is like a navyish blue petals, the green leaves, and although it's a smaller piece, it still is quite interesting for the floral design of this piece of glass, which has been hand-cut, handcrafted to form this flower stained glass. Here is a fun seasonal item that would be interesting to have hanging in a window or maybe on a wall or wherever you would like to hang it during Halloween time. This happens to be a stained glass skull head. And the interesting part of this is, even though that is simple, using only just a few colors such as white and black for the design of this, it's an interesting item because when I originally first seen this at the store, which I purchased it at, I never thought that I would ever see a stained glass skull head. So I found this very interesting, and of course I had to pick it up. It's a decent size Suncatcher, made again primarily of black and white art glass, with the eyes and nose and the mouth areas being black, and the rest of it for the skull part being in white. Even though it's a simple piece, it still, I think, is interesting and a fun piece again to get out during Halloween time. Some more seasonal items. This time happened to be a holiday tree for the Christmas season. This is one of my favorite pieces as well, because I like the design of this Christmas tree. Of course, the branches of this tree are in a green color, and the red skirt on the bottom, the angel on the top, and the ornaments scattered throughout the tree, which I find it interesting as well. We have red, blue, green, purple, yellow, white, and a gold color for the ornaments on the tree. Again, all hand-cut, handcrafted. Even though all these pieces that I'm sharing with you are similar in design, each one is unique in its own way because, again, they're individuals because of the designs, the formats of how they are made. This tree, as I mentioned, I enjoy the fact of the ornaments on each of these branches. It just gives it, you can almost picture them being illuminated in a window with the sun coming through behind it and seeing all the different colors coming through those ornaments. And of course, with the green glass, the red on the bottom, and the white angel on the top, it's a very interesting piece to get out during the holidays, or even have out, throughout the year if you really wanted to. The stained glass Christmas tree. In keeping with the holiday theme for a moment here, with more of these stained glass sun catchers that I'm sharing with you, here is a holiday wreath with a candle in the middle. Again, I would say one of my favorites. The majority of my stained glass items that I'm sharing with you, most of them are holiday themed, even though some aren't, because most of these were purchased during the holiday season of certain years throughout the 1990s. This one is a smaller yet simpler piece, and I think very effective because I like the glass combination in this. This green color that is used for the outline of the wreath almost has a like a see-through quality to it. It almost looks as if like you're looking in through a stained glass window on the side of a building or whatnot, with the light being illuminated behind it. And of course, in the center of this wreath is a candlestick with the flame ablaze, a white candle with the red flame on the top. So, a very interesting piece, and would be interesting to put out during the holidays and to enjoy the illumination from whatever you have illuminating it to make these colors come about. The stained glass Christmas wreath. One must know too to be cautious and to be careful when handling stained glass items of any kind, because they are very delicate, very breakable, and of course you don't want to break them, especially if you pay an expensive amount of money for them. Over the course of the years, either whether it was mishandling or misplaced items or whatnot, there was actually a few pieces from my collection that I'm not able to share, for the fact of the matter that they actually were broken or misplaced. And a few that I could actually think of here right now. At one time I had a stained glass, it was either a star or a snowflake, and it was of decent size. It wasn't huge, but it wasn't small either. And what happened was, I remember it was hanging up in a window, and the suction cup that was hanging on gave way, and it fell to the floor and broke. And the design of this star or snowflake, even though it was all the same color glass in it, but there were so many peaks and different like shapes to each, making up this figure, that when it broke, a lot of pieces fell out of it and shattered, and the glass that was used to make it was like a clear, sort of a see-through, silvery color, so that when it was lit up, it would shine real, like shimmery and all that. Probably the more technical term would be water glass. It's a type of glass that has like a rigid texture behind it, so that when light goes through it, it illuminates differently. Water or ripple glass, I think it was made of. So being that it was only all of the same color, all the different areas on it were so put together very well, that to be able to fix it would have probably cost a lot of money, and to find the same exact glass would have been very difficult to achieve. So I think it was just either thrown away or misplaced entirely. And then there was another item too once that I had, that was in the shape of a stained glass flower pot, which I'm still not really sure of what happened to today. Atop, it was about this big or so, and it was made of primarily red glass, and another color around the ridge of the top of it to give it some decor design, made to put either a fake bouquet of flowers into it, artificial flowers or real flowers, I'm not sure, but the item was about maybe 8 inches tall or so, and that was, I believe, misplaced. To this day, I have yet to find it. It's been quite some time ago since I last seen it, but if I ever do come across it, maybe one day I'll share it in another video. But I wish I had those two pieces here with me right now, because I would definitely have them on camera to show you. But it just goes to show you that handling these items is very important. You want to make sure you take care of them, whether it's wiping them down to keep them clean, or to make sure that they're in safe areas so that they are not broken or misplaced. Because, as I said, that a lot of them are costly, or could be costly, depending on what you're purchasing. So you want to make sure that you keep them in good shape. And finishing off our video for this edition of Stained Glass 2, this is a fun piece that I share with you. This happens to be a dolphin, and this was purchased sort of more recently, not more in the late 1990s. Most of my collections were purchased in the early to mid 1990s. This is more from the late 1990s. This dolphin stained glass is made of a bluish white style glass for the body of the dolphin, with pink on the edges for the fins and the mouth and whatnot. So here's another piece from my collection of the stained glass dolphin, and hopefully you found enjoyment of these pieces. I enjoy collecting them, and I hope you found joy in me sharing them with you in this edition of the Real Footage Show. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section, and I will answer and respond back as quickly as I can. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tim1TV, and you can see videos like this, as well as other videos that is mostly of television, film, and other reviews of the entertainment industry, as well as some other interesting, fun topics like this video for stained glass. You'll find a wide variety of my videos on my YouTube channel at Tim1TV, my most recent to the ones I've made from years ago. And you can also add me as a friend on Facebook. There is a direct link on my YouTube channel, Tim Davis. You can click on that, and you can find me on Facebook, Tim Davis, Tim D Productions. And you could add me as a friend on Facebook if you would like. And what I do on Facebook is I also have most of my profile and some other pages that I run are fan pages for the entertainment industry, whether it's for TV, movies, or music. Most of my videos are coordinated to fit in with the theme of my Facebook pages. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, you could also follow along with a lot of stuff that I share on there, as I do in my videos on my YouTube channel. This has been the 35th edition of the Real Footage Show with me, Tim Davis. This is the second video follow-up of my original video that I made for stained glass. This is stained glass 2. You could find the original video I made for this topic on my YouTube channel at Tim1TV within my videos. And hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. For the Real Footage Show, I'm Tim Davis. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.